What's happening, guys? Welcome to the vlog, and this is the third time I'm doing this intro. The first intro and outro I lost that I did at the Narung Ferry. The next one I thought I'd do a fake one and come down here because I'm at Tailem Bend at the moment, and I did that where I was going to make out I was at the Narung Ferry, and then I found out this new GoPro I've got with an external microphone, I had this little fluffy bits here hanging down. Rookie mistake. So now I'm just getting it back up out of the way, and hopefully that's out of the way now. So this is the third time attempting this intro and outro, so if you guys can just imagine that I'm at the Narung Ferry. It's 2 days after I've crossed Lake Albert, and we are going to go for a bit of a look around Narung. We're going to go across the ferry and check out the Point Malcolm Lighthouse, the only inland lighthouse in Australia. We're then going to be coming back. I go for a gutser in the mud and make a complete idiot of myself. We check out a couple of boats, we go for a walk across to Narung, and there's also a video I did a few months ago of Raukan Aborigine community, which you can't technically get into at the moment because of coronavirus. It's blocked off, but with my work I had to do some deliveries there a few months back, so I thought I'd go and video it then. So we'll have a look at that, and you'll find out that Raukan is famous for a couple of things, so you're going to have to watch the video up to Raukan to find out what those couple of things are. So let's get going, and we'll go for a bit of a walk. So Narung is about an hour and 30 minutes from Adelaide, and you're sort of heading towards Meningie, go through Tailem Bend, and about halfway towards Meningie on Princes Highway you'll see the big sign to Narung, and you turn down there, and you can't go anywhere except run into the ferry, and you just cross the ferry, and as soon as you cross over you come to this great little campsite. Just next to the Narung Ferry we've got this old fishing boat, which is, as long as I can remember, the last year or two been sitting there not used. Dorothy M. So yeah, great old boat, but obviously not used anymore. I'd jump aboard, but it looks a bit tricky to get up onto it. Still got fishing nets on the roller there. There's my first gutser. Did I have the bloody camera going then? Yes, I did. I've just gone for a gutser. All over me. Alright. First injury on the mud. It didn't look that muddy. I was going to show you this boat. I'm an idiot. I survived, I think. So after that minor crash, we'll sneak in here and check it out. Whoops, getting a bit close to the water there. Another old fishing boat, looks like it's been here for a few years. What's this one called? Lake Bonnie. And you can see that through the reeds. Beautiful old boat. Now let's see if I can get out of here without doing any damage. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Right, we're going to go around the edge. So we'll just go down onto the ferry now and shoot across to Point Malcolm Lighthouse. So I hope this wind isn't affecting it too much. Got a bit of a northerly coming in today, so that's looking out towards Point Malcolm Lighthouse, and got a fishing boat moored up over there, and out to the right is the Narrows, which we came through yesterday. and that heads out towards Lake Albert and Meningie. And here we go, got a little turnstile to walk up to the lighthouse, and we'll just zap into here so you can have a pause if you want to. That looks like the original homestead over there. So Point Malcolm Lighthouse is the only inland lighthouse in Australia. It's not actually used anymore, the actual lighthouse. There's a light up there on the left. I'll show you as we get closer that they use these days. So up over here there's supposed to be a cave where people used to wait when they were waiting for the paddle boats to come through. So the main line to Melbourne from Adelaide used to come through Maleng, which is straight out over there. They'd go by coach to Maleng, get on the paddle boats, come through Narung, through the Narrows, and across to Meningie. And people used to wait in this cave here, what's this hole down here? There we go, it's got a chimney. So that goes down into a cave. Yeah, I think they, from what my readings were, they used to sit in there and drink their rum while they were waiting for the paddle boats to come. So let's go down here and see if we can get into this cave. Okay, it's got to be down there. Not too sure about this. We're going to give it a crack anyway. I'm not far from home if I break my leg or something. Oh shit, mind the language. Grab hold. I'm no bloody rock climber, you can tell that. Here we go. Now step through around the corner here. Hopefully we find a little cave. Aha! There we go. I am scared of caves and I'm claustrophobic, but I'm going to do it for you guys. Not that it's that deep a cave. And that should be the little chimney we looked at before. And here we are looking out the cave. That's Narung, the Narrows to the left and the ferry. And in the far distance on the sort of middle of the horizon there is Rauken, which we're going to go for a bit of a trip to when we've finished here at the lighthouse. If I can get out of here. That doesn't look too bad for an old guy like me. Thought I'd better keep the camera running. Don't want to miss a good fall. So, this is a lot steeper than it looks on the film. Well, maybe not. Okay. Where do I put my foot? Oh, yes, oh, we made it. And let's go up and check the lighthouse. There we have the older homestead, and looks like a bit newer one to the left. Got a mate, Robbo, reckons his pa used to live in here years ago, but I'm not so sure about that. So we can get the sun behind us a bit now and check the lighthouse out. And that little one to the right is what's used at the moment. That's looking back towards Wellington Way, and as we pan around you've got the Adelaide Hills. Not too sure if this will show them. The main hill there is Mount Barker, where Adelaide is straight behind there. A bit to the left is Malang, and there is a little paddle boat crossing the lake heading into the wind. You won't be able to see it, but it's just above that bit of land, that peninsula poking out. And looking back towards the Narrows. Now we'll go for a walk across to Narung and check it out. We've got about a kilometre to go. I'm just going to get too bloody fit doing this film and stuff. Might sit here and try and hitchhike. So between the Narung ferry and Narung, there's a lot of wetlands either side of the road. I did have a four-wheel drive pull over, was going to give me a ride, but I nearly got stoned talking to him through the window, so I thought I'll give that a miss and I could do with the exercise. Don't know if you can see a few ducks over there and a pelican. We'll keep going, nearly there. Just getting into Narung, turn left, 42 kilometres to Meningie, and straight ahead you've probably got about 6 kilometres to Rauken. Not really that much here at Narung. It's got a post office up there, which I think still works. When I've been past it's been open, but I think they might just open in the morning. And it's probably about 15-20 houses down here on the left. An old garage on the right which is all shut down. So yeah, not much to really see. But I did do an earlier video of Rauken, so we're going to cut to that. Rauken you can't get into because of COVID. But I was doing some deliveries to the school, so I managed to get a little bit of filming done of Rauken, so we'll skip over to that now. So just heading into Rauken now. It's about 3 kilometres past Narung. So Rauken's an Aboriginal community formerly known as Point Macleay, which was formed back in about 1859 I think. You can see the lake maybe out in the background out there. Just coming back in now. It's actually closed to the public, so just in Rauken now. As I think I might have already said, it's closed to the public. I've got a couple of deliveries to do here, so we're going to get in here. The first delivery I've got to do is the other side, and we should be able to get a nice look out over to Point Sturt. So that's just looking out at the lake from Rauken, and in the distance between those two bushes is Point Sturt. So we're looking back towards Goolwa now. So Rauken's known for two main things that I know of anyway, and one is a Aboriginal gentleman, David Unapon, who's the well-dressed gentleman on the Australian $50 note. He was a bit of a scientist and an inventor, and I think he was one of the first guys to invent mechanical sheep shears. And the other one is the church here, which was built in 1915, and it is also on the Australian $50 note, which you can just see it up there straight ahead of me now. See if we can get a closer one up of it in a minute. And now we're going to go here, probably too close to it, but not too bad. And there's the famous church. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that bit of a trip around Narung and Point Malcolm Lighthouse, and the bit of a trip we did to Rauken. So obviously this is a fake outro because I lost my other one, so I know exactly what's coming up. So I ended up making the trip the next day back to Wellington because that was the best weather option for me. It was coming in pretty windy and rough for about the following 4 or 5 days, so I decided to go the next day. So that'll be in about 2 weeks time, that video. Next week's video on the Wednesday is going to be a trip I did in my tinny from Clayton Bay on Lake Alexandrina and up a little river called Finnis River to a place called Wally's Landing, where I take the tinny and a heap of firewood and go for a bit of a slow cruise up there and camp the night. So that's going to be the next video. We'll catch you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment, all of that stuff. Catch you later.